am standing on Interstate 26. Interstate 26 East is that way, Johnson City. Interstate 26 West is this way, Kingsport. And this is Kingsport. I'm right here, exit 4, the rest area. Today I'm going to talk about the interstate system. There's a lot of wind, a lot of traffic, so I'm going to talk loud like a big mouth blogger. I know a lot of people probably never give a lot of thought about the highway system, the interstate system, the freeway system. How did it all get started? Well, first of all, it all got started with the invention of the automobiles, right? And thanks to Henry Ford's assembly line, a lot of automobiles was mass produced. So they had to come up with a good roadway. All they had was back roads, dirt roads, muddy roads. The U.S. federal government first funded roadways through the Federal Road Act of 1916 and began an effort to construct a national grid system with the passage of the Federal Aid Act of 1921. So the Federal Road Act was proposed in 1916. The construction of freeways, highways, country roads started around 1921. Before that, it was just muddy roads going through woods, whatever. In 1926, the United States numbered highway system was established, creating, let me say that, did you hear that? In 1926, the United States numbered highway system was established, creating the first national road design. U.S. highways could be anything from a 2-lane country road to a major multi-lane freeway. It was first proposed in 21, the Federal Aid Highway Act. In 1916, the construction of the federal highway system began. In 1953 is when really things got started. In 1953, after Dwight Eisenhower became president, after World War II ended and, he became president. We all know about Dwight Eisenhower, okay? In 1953, the federal administration underneath Dwight Eisenhower first proposed the Interstate Highway System. In 1956, the Federal Aid Highway Act was passed. In 1992, the construction of the Interstate Highway System was considered complete. The construction of the original Interstate Highway System was considered complete in 1992. But of course, we know that's a joke. Every week they're adding more highways. You might go down there in the interstate one day, especially around places like Atlanta, and they totally change the exit. They tear it down and rebuild it. Same way Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Asheville, North Carolina. Anyway, in 1992, the federal interstate highway system was considered complete. Before that, in the 20s, it was just back. Before that, remember in 1926, when construction began on the highway system, it was mostly 2-lane back roads. They'd go in there, clean up the debris, lay down some asphalt, and call it the freeway. They'd call it a highway. It could be anything from a 2-lane country back road to a 4-lane multi-lane road. But things really got started underneath Eisenhower. And I would like to point out that the freeway system, the roadways, they were paid by every state in the Union. It was not federally funded until Dwight Eisenhower came into the picture. Before that, the states had to pay for their own part of the U.S. highway system. Each state had to pay it. And then when Eisenhower came to office, he said this: the federal government needs to pay for it. So now we know the rest of the story. So it was considered complete, the interstate highway system, in 1992. The original construction of the interstate highway system was considered complete. Of course, we know they keep building more and more. It's never finished. In 1992, the interstate highway system was estimated to have cost $114 billion. That's equivalent to $535 billion in 2020. Now you know the rest of the story, and no, I'm not Paul Harvey. I'm sure, living in 2022, I dropped my book, my cheat sheet. I'm sure living in 2022 that a lot of people They really don't understand the value of an automobile. They really don't understand the value of a back lane two-country road. You know, a two-lane country road. People need to appreciate that. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, taxpayers' monies, whatever. But thank God that the federal government came in the picture in 1953 under Dwight Eisenhower, and it was federally funded. Now we can get on the interstate and we can visit all 50 states. The interstate connects, well, let me rephrase that. The interstate connects the lower 48. Now, I've never traveled through Canada, but I'm sure the interstates, the U.S. highway system the U.S. interstate system probably stops at Canada, I imagine, because it's a U.S. interstate system. It has to stop, and then you travel through Canada, and I'm sure there's interstates in Alaska, making a long story short. If you want to go anywhere in the lower 48, the United States, the interstate highway system makes things easy. You get in your car, you drive down a 2-lane road or a 4-lane highway, freeway, and then you'll find the interstate. Right here in lovely Kingsport, Tennessee, we got Interstate 26, and we also got Interstate 81. In Atlanta, you got Interstate 75, Interstate 85, Interstate 475, I think it is, Interstate 675, Interstate 20 West, 20 East, and you got Highway 400 that goes right through North Atlanta, up in the Buckhead area. So I really appreciate having an automobile. I really appreciate having a highway system and an interstate system where I can get in my car in Kingsport, Tennessee, and I can be in Asheville, North Carolina in 50 minutes. North Carolina from Kingsport's probably about 40 miles. Get on Interstate 26. Interstate 26 begins in Kingsport, Tennessee. Did you hear me? Interstate 26 begins in Kingsport, Tennessee. It ends in Charleston, South Carolina. Why am I talking? Why am I screaming? Because it's windy. I'm up here on top of this freeway on this interstate bridge, exit 4. It's been windy all morning. I'm hoarse from being sick because I threw up all day Saturday, but nobody needs to know all that. So thanks for watching my video of the Interstate Highway System. Thanks to Dwight Eisenhower, it was federally funded in 1953. And actually, it was proposed in 1953, but it wasn't federally funded until 1956. But it all began in 1916, my friends. It all began. And why did it all begin in 1916? Because in 1916 is when the Federal Road Act was first proposed. And the construction began on federal highways in 1921. But each state paid their own way, and Dwight Eisenhower got into the picture. Now look at this beautiful interstate. This is Interstate 26 West, this side. This side is Interstate 26 East, going this way towards Johnson City. Johnson City is only 15 miles that way. Johnson City is 15 miles this way on Interstate 26 East. We're already in Kingsport, but if you keep going straight, this will dead end Interstate 26 West right here that begins in Kingsport. It deads in into Virginia. One side of the road is Kingsport, Tennessee. The other side is Weber City, Virginia. Now you know the rest of the story. No, I'm not Paul Harvey. I hope you have enjoyed my videos. Just look at it, people. Now let me give you a little bit closer view. Let me tilt my camera down. My friends, this will conclude my video of how the interstate highway system in the United States all started. It all started as a U.S. highway system in 1921 when it was first proposed. It started construction under the highway system in 1926, but the federal highway system was proposed in 1953 with the interstate highway system. So the highway system started in 21 with a proposal. It first started construction on the U.S. highway freeway system in 1926, but the interstate system was proposed in 53 and construction started in 56. This is where I have been vlogging. On this bridge, it has been windy, it's sunny, it was 40 degrees this morning in lovely Kingsport, Tennessee, and back here is the exit 4 rest area on Interstate 26 right here in lovely Kingsport, Tennessee. My friends, it's time to go right here on the Big O Show. I hope you have appreciated this video about the highways, the U.S. freeway system, and the interstate highway system in the United States. How it all began, how it all was constructed, how it all was paid for. Give me those double thumbs up. Leave comments down below. Share my videos right here on the Big O Show. Now that's what I'm talking about. Double thumbs up. I will see you all later. First time watching, please subscribe. Guess what? I will see you all on down the road.